heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Billy Currington is back on tour Friday, June 18th, Pinewood Bowl Theater and Lincoln's Pioneer Park. Live in concert. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, engine mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom! In your face!
Saturday on The Ticket. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Got a special one for you this morning. Glad you have chosen to hang out with us here on 93.7 The Ticket FM, and the Ticket FM app. You can be a part of the show. The Starter Hammond text line, 402-464-5685, is how you can be a part of what we're doing. Reach out and be a part of this particular conversation. You're going to meet some interesting folks. You can follow live on all the video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961 local here in Lincoln, Nebraska. You can follow on the Ticket app or Amazon Prime if you're nasty. That's what Miss Jackson would tell you. It is a special Saturday, an opportunity to raise the ceiling of the room and elevating a different type of conversation for educators and coaches And it's a big day for these authors. So for them to find time to share with us their story, their glory, their mission, their purpose, I'm humbled by it. It is a brotherhood of love, absolutely 100%. That we're going to all love each other and be better when we're done for it. It is my honor and my pleasure to bring to you. I'm going to have him introduce the other guest. My brother from every other mother. My brother in all the space. Brother Chip Baker. How you doing this morning, Mr. Baker? Oh, he can't hear. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, he can't. Can you unmute him? Is he muted? That might be you, Chip. We'll try it. Let me see if Brother Woods. Brother Woods, can you hear us? Can you hear me at all?
I got you. I got you, DP.
Go. Okay, Brother Woods. How you doing this morning?
All right, man. I'm doing good. How you doing?
It's always the blessing to get this group together. Yeah, Chip says he can't hear me. We'll Brother Woods is a pro. He can handle it. So Chip
I got hey, those are big shoes to fill, man. I can hold on.
Right? Isn't that the thing? Listen, but this journey, this group of coaches and educators, specifically in the Houston, Texas area and what's going on, it's important to keep putting the word out on the good that's being done, why the good is being done, and what the mission is. So let's talk about Chip Baker as though he's not here.
Right.
Tell me about Brother Baker. He connected us through the Impact of Influence, which again was a whole nother compilation and love project. But what is this project, The Path for Coaches, and who is Chip Baker?
Man, Chip Baker, guy that I met years ago. I had the privilege of coaching with at Conroe High School. Was great. Great experience coaching with the guy. Everything he do is from his heart, man. Chip is a connector that connects connectors, that keeps connecting people, man. He is about people. He's about serving people. When Chip comes aboard and says, "Hey, man, will you want to get in this project or that project with me?" It's without even thinking about it. You know that you're willing to dive into it with him because he's just such a good guy, man. And you know, when you bring up this, him and Coach Jacinto talked about bringing this project up, the path for coaches. This is what Chip lives. The path for coaching is he learns from other coaches. Not only is he a mentor to others that come into the profession, but he's learning from you as well. It's a collaborative effort, and that's what we just want to get apart. You know, we want to get out there to new coaches, to seasoned coaches. You know, just have a resource, man. It just talks about experiences of different coaches and how it is a collaborative effort. You know, mentoring, you know, being willing to take in the information and also being willing to share information and don't keep it in your pocket, man. Just show the love and let's all help each other grow.
It is my first introduction to Armando Jacinto. Armando, let the folks know who you are and how you became a part of this project.
Okay. Well, first, thanks for having all of us on here and helping us to promote the book in this endeavor. And I want to thank appreciate what Charles has done for me and also what Chip has done. And I'll expand on that a little bit. But I'm a retired athletic administrator coach. That I was the AD at Spring ISD, and that's when I became the athletic director. That's when I met Chip. He was brought to me by the guy named Jamie, who's doing through FCA. And when we got to talking, it was just kind of informal meeting, and Chip was talking about Jamie introduced Chip and talked about what they were kind of in the same type of fellowship of just helping people, and in that realm helping coaches. And when we just started talking about our philosophies, I guess that resonated with Chip, and he reached out to me about participating in the Impact of Influence books. And as he started doing that, and I know he'd been doing other things as well, but then after that happened, and I would give him some suggestions of people who I thought would be good for that book, fellow colleagues. And then when I went to him, I think in maybe November, December, I'm not sure the month, this past, and about some other suggestions, he said that was it. That was the last volume of the Impact of Influence series. But he said that would be a good idea to go take another path to reach other people. So in doing that, I talked about in my experiences, and I'll say this, and it is what it is that us coaches, us people of color, the opportunities that we have now, we did not have when I first started in coaching in 1986. I mean, we had opportunities, but we didn't have the leadership opportunities. And now, at this time, in 1986, first of all, I never would have thought to become an athletic director. That's the first thing. Secondly, I wouldn't have, even if I had that thought, I wouldn't think I would have been had a good chance to become that, even if I met the qualifications. But as time has passed, those opportunities have opened up, but we still need to keep pushing, because if we even though we've gained some more opportunities in that realm, if we just stop at that point, we're the only ones who can advocate for ourselves. And I know this might not be going off a little bit off the path, but that's kind of another, in my opinion, in my belief, and another reason why I got involved in this, because trying to in helping, I will help anybody. That's not just for people of color, but we also know who we are, and if we don't help ourselves or help each other, how are we going to help how we're going to move forward for the people that are coming behind us?
Armando, it's interesting because in my time in the Woodlands, and I coached at the John Cooper School and was familiar with spring and that area and what was being done. You're right that sometimes in that space, the path to how those jobs are acquired, whatever certifications need to be done, whatever networks need to be connected. It was interesting because, again, it was my introduction after 30 years to go into Texas, and Texas does it a little bit different. But there are folks that are listening here in Nebraska and the surrounding areas who are profoundly interested, deeply interested in becoming a part of the system and just don't know how. So, Charles, I'll ask you, what is your recommendation for somebody that's sitting out? They have the acumen, they have the interest, they just don't know the way. What would you say to them?
Man, hard work, man. It just, like, nothing defeats hard work, and I think that's taken for granted with all the new technology and things that we have in place now. But coming to work early, getting yourself prepared for the day, make sure you have structures in place so your processes move smoothly throughout the day. There's nothing, man, that beats that hard work and that effort, man. Being willing to help each other out, being a team type of person, man. Like, all of us, a lot of us that are coaches or were coaches, they played on teams, and so team was a thing to everyone. But you got to keep that same mindset when you get in there. And it's not about you. It's not about you just doing everything yourself. It's not about you being open to things. It's not about you, especially holding things in because I'm scared that somebody else is going to take my spot, or I'm scared I'm fighting for spots. It's about, making it a family, a true family, and being out there and supporting each other, reaching out to people for support. Like, don't be scared to reach out to people for support. Don't be scared to reach out to people. If they say no, we move on to the next person. You got to make sure that you're getting the resources that you need to be successful, man, because there's a lot of knowledge out there that sometimes people don't want to take in for whatever biases or whatever reasons there is, man. There's a lot of knowledge that people don't want to share, people don't want to take in, and it's about being a family and a team and support each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the override for all of this, whether it's education, mentoring, coaching, at the level, is that the team thing, the we thing, it has to be greater than the me thing. It's always there. He's all shaded up. He's got the go get it gear on, and I'm still waiting for my delivery. I did the go get, like, he got the really nice go get it pullover and hat, and then he shaded up today. Armando, this is when Chip means serious business. When he put on the shades to do a stream, Chip is about that work this morning. Brother Baker, how you doing this morning, man?
Let's go, DB. Man, so good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for having us on your platform. Truly appreciate you. And I've been excited about this for sure.
Well, it becomes, and I said, this is my brother. You're all my brothers, and it's funny that we got connected in my time coaching there in the Woodlands, and then as I moved along and moved on, I wasn't going anywhere without Chip Baker. Now I'm not going anywhere without Charles Woods. I'm not going Armando. We family now. Welcome to the club. We have to say it. Chip, give me the vision behind the path to coaching and where it came from and where you want it to go.
So, kind of, how you guys are talking about the whole family thing, the we is greater than me, no significant success is achieved alone. And, I've been a part of teams my whole life, from, my mom being my first head coach, right, as a kid. And so, sports, my whole life, college, coached for a long time. And man, these guys, Coach Jacinto and Woods, I've come across in my coaching journey, worked, in the trenches with Woods. We coached together for a long time. Came across Coach Jacinto. He was an athletic director in the neighboring district in Spring ISD. And, just developed a great relationship through him, through FCA, did some work with his district. And, we talk all the time. I talk all the time with both of these guys about, where we are in education, where we are with coaches, how the profession has grown, some deficiencies in the profession now, things that are needed. And so, Coach Jacinto and I, just came up with the idea of, man, we need to help them coaches with their path, right? We need to create something that we can really help with their path because, all three of us that's on the call here, man, we are, 20 plus years, in education. So, we've seen some things and experienced some things too, right? Good and bad, and had to learn a lot of lessons.
Yes,
right.
sir.
And so, man, just Coach Jacinto and I just came up with the idea. And so we're doing this series. And the first one, we felt that mentoring would be the first one because all of us are here because somebody else saw enough in us to help us get to where we are. And so really we're just, giving back, sharing those lessons that we learned about mentoring.
We are here and it is a special day. Book launch. There's a push for bestseller status on Amazon.
Yes, sir.
The link will be provided. It's down in the lower third for folks that are on the stream. You can actually see it as it scrolls across. We will put it in the chats as well on X, Facebook, and in the chat at YouTube. So if folks want to get their copy of it, please do. This is the digital copy. It's Chip. You work your magic. How much is going to cost them to download this digital?
$1.
$1. You gotta say it like Eddie Murphy. You gotta say it like.
I didn't know if you was ready for that, DP. I didn't know if you were ready for that.
$1. Yeah,
$1.
you gotta right. You get a high quality. Listen, you're gonna be better for it. As a matter of fact, what I would suggest is that you go to Amazon, put in Chip Baker's name, and then as a part of it, I would say don't buy one copy. Buy several copies and share them with your coaching friends, your educator friends. Share this thing. It would be a beautiful thing, and as a gift to them. And then the actual paperback copy and hard copy will become available, and Chip will share that as well later in this particular show. Armando Jacinto, Charles Woods, Chip Baker joining us here on the ticket, and I appreciate this. Armando, let me ask the question because in the very first thing that has to happen for people who are interested in this, you were a decision maker. You were able to enable the process to happen. And then you had a checklist of things that were important to you as the person in charge, what you were looking for. So when it comes to this path and folks who want to get on the path, what's the first thing that you're looking for?
As a person who, when I was put in that position in order to make those decisions, I guess kind of just kind of backstory. When I'm the coach, when I was a coach, I knew what my purpose was to get a group of young men and young women to work together for a common goal. But when I became an athletic administrator, I knew my duties, but I kind of realized, even though I was working indirectly with athletes, but not so as directly as when I was a coach. So I had to define what is going to be my purpose. I know my duties and responsibilities were my purpose. So when I got there, one of the things that a lot of coaches do, a lot of people do when they get into a position, and something someone that advised me, and I advise coaches too, is to get a 30, 60, 90-day plan. And what you're going to do in those first 3 segments, kind of like earlier, where Trump had his 100 days, what has he done for the first 100 days? Similar to that. And some people call it 100, some will do 30, 60, 90. So my first and the 30 part, just going over that, is just get to meet everybody, meet all the people that I'm going to be serving. And in that process, as I went to each coach and introduced, got to know a little bit about them, you don't become Coach Jacinto. It's Coach I need, Coach will you, Coach can I, Coach I need. And that's it's not high first. That's all you get. So then that told me in through those talks that, first of all, what my purpose was to help these coaches to do everything I can to provide whatever they needed and as much as I could provide for them to be successful in order for the kids to be successful. So going back to your question, the first thing is you have to define what your purpose is. What is your why? What I say is your why. And everybody might say it a different way, but I say, what is your why? And then that'll define what you're going to, what your purpose is in whatever you do. And then in doing that, then that helps you define and help what you can do for everybody else. But the first thing, as far as if you want to be involved in this realm, is you have to get an education. That's the first thing. In Texas, in other states, you don't have to be have a certification, but in Texas, you do. I think that's one of the unique. That's why Texas is so does such an extraordinary job in preparing these athletes and has such a great high school athletic system, because you have to be a professional. And it doesn't mean that if you're not a professional that you don't have those certification, that you're not, but because real life experiences were really what's going to get you to where you want to go. The education is just the hard skills. This is where we're targeting with this book, is what I call the soft skills, because the hard skills get you hired. The soft skills is going to ensure success and also will help you elevate to where you want to go. And those are things that they're intangibles, like mentorship, empathy, communication, all those things. And I'm pretty sure Coach Woods and Coach Baker will, and that's where they are now, is to be able to all those relate things that you're going to do in dealing with people, and also called soft skills, because that's the X's and O's going to, and the wins and losses, that's what you're going to be judged on. But those wins and losses, those X's and O's, those come because of the soft skills. You have to get people to buy into what you're trying to get them to do. And if you don't have those, you can have all the hard skills, all the knowledge that you can have mustered through education, through experience, but if you cannot get it across to people to get them to execute it, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was listening to Steve Kerr when they lost the other day, not last night, but the game before, game 5. And he talked about, we had a plan and like that, we just didn't execute. It doesn't mean he didn't get, but somehow it didn't transfer for whatever reason. And he had, like he said, they drew up the plays, they drew up the scheme, they came with the game plan, but it wasn't executed. So somehow it got lost in translation. Doesn't mean, but you can tell he's done that more often than not, just giving him as an example. So that's the thing that you have to start at, is getting those hard skills, but then developing those soft skills. That's where you're going to have success. Because like Charles said, it's not a competition, it's a collaboration. And a lot of times when the issues I've had is because when I was interacting with other people that I had to deal with, that's where we had issues, because they saw it as a competition instead of a collaboration, and more like a power struggle. And that's where we'd have the issues. Like I was trying to take supersede their job title or their responsibility. And no, we're in it for the kids. And people asked me when I became athletic director, said, what is the most important part of the program, of an athletic program? I said, the coaches. And they looked at me and they said, "It's not the athletes." I said, "No." And I said, and I explained why. So, because people would kind of look at me funny, like I was talking some mumbo jumbo, talking a different language. And I said, I kind of attribute it to like a business. If you have a business and you treat your employees right, they're going to treat the customers right. And if you treat the coaches right, the customers are the athletes or student athletes. You treat them right, they're going to treat them right. And if I'm not treating them right, who's going to suffer? Those athletes, those kids, those student athletes. And then they kind of understood. And I didn't mean that they agreed or that they disagreed. I'm just saying that's where my philosophy is that you have to, people like to be valued. They like to be patted on the back. We're human. We're not perfect. And and if you give people value and you treat them, that's why the people on this and yourself as well. That's why we've attained this success because of the way we treat people. We treat them like we want to be treated. And we can put head to pillow at night and knowing that we did everything that was our purpose and we tried to achieve that purpose. So so that would be where I would start at is, first you get you educated and then you get with somebody that has been somewhere where you want to go. And that's another thing I tell coaches. So don't ask somebody for guidance or reference or advice that have not been where you want to go. I mean, and I said, if you have a issue at your home, say you have an electrical problem in your house, if you cannot fix it, are you going to call a plumber? And they say no. I said, why not? Because it's not a plumbing issue. You're going to call an electrician. So those things like that is and that's why you talk to the people who know what you're trying to accomplish and have that experience. And you can have a plan, but if you haven't had that experience, how do you know that plan's going to work? And those who have experience, they've been through like Coach like Chip and Charles says, we've been on those 0-10 teams. We've been on those undefeated teams. So we know we have a plan, but we know when everything's what do you call it? Roses and stuff, that's easy. But when the things are thorns, that's when you learn. That's when you have to go back to your why and don't panic. Because if you do, then it's going to have chaos. So that's kind of philosophy that I evolved to as I became a coach.
There's a special space in this, and Charles Armando just said a thing about we, like as coaches, we use the phrase it's not always X's and O's, it's the Jimbys and Joes, and a lot of times the difference between one-loss record and success of the program, right? We talk about the program versus the team. The team is the group of the accumulation of talent you have that year. The program is the coach's culture and all the boundaries and love that he's set in place. So as you sit in this conversation and in your chapter of this thing, how do you describe the value of a coach in that realm of choosing the people over the game?
I think it's about when you grow into the profession, man, and realize that it's how you treat others. Like it's the people that you're around every day and that you have to be in these trenches with, no matter if you are 10-0 or you 0-10, you got to treat each other with respect, man. Being willing to receive information just as much as give information is so important. We got to get on the same page for the greater good, which is our kiddos, our athletes. We don't have to agree about everything, but it's a certain way that you deliver that information towards each other. I think that respect, that empathy that you have for each other, and that solid foundation that you build with each other behind those closed doors is so important when you go out there in front of the masses, whether that's the kids, whether it's the fans, whether it's the community. You have to make sure that you're on the same page and be willing to receive information just like you give information. And the kids got to see that everybody's on the same page. Because yes, we are in it for our student athletes, but as coaches, we got to treat each other, respect each other on a day-to-day basis, like we are professionals, and we are professionals. And I think that's some things. I've had the pleasure of working with some great coaches that have a lot of experience, from head coach jobs to DC jobs to central office administrative jobs, and I always listen and I always make sure I pay attention to some of those coaches that have been seasoned. They say, man, if I could do it all over again, I would do this, I would do that. I wouldn't put so much on my coaches. I would treat my coaches better. You know, it's always that part. When it comes down to it, it's not the kids, because we're going to love the kids because this is what we're in for. This is why we're in it. We're in it for the kids. But it's always about, I would do these things for my coaches better. So I wouldn't be this type of coach to my coaches. I wouldn't be this type of leaders in this space. You know, they always talk about that. And that's me. I'm soaking it up, man, because these guys lived it. These guys and girls lived it already. So why would I go through that same thing? I think that just being a sponge to those things is a blessing. And for them to be able to share those things is a blessing.
We will go to the first break, but Chip, when we come back, I want to get into, first of all, I have gone over, this is the bestseller drive for the Path for Coaches under the name of Chip Baker. There's a compilation of authors who have put together some kind words and some wonderful thoughts and direction in this thing. But Chip, I'm going to plant the seed because I want the fruit when we come back. You, in your lead into this, you use a quote by Phil Collins. You say, in learning, you will teach, and in teaching, you will learn. That's where I want to pick up when we come back to this episode. One-on-one, the Path for Coaches, Chip Baker, Armando Jacinto, and Charles Woods. We'll be right back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Have an anniversary coming up? I've got you covered. Celebrate your love with the timeless elegance of jewelry. This anniversary, give the gift of sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or gold. Find the perfect piece that reflects the beauty and depth of your commitment. Whether it's your first anniversary or your 50th, surprise your loved one with a gem as beautiful and rare as she is. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park, and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We appreciate you hanging out with us on a Saturday, and again, it's a special Saturday. The authors. The Path for Coaches, available now. Digital copy in the bestseller drive today. So we need for you to go to Amazon. Chip Baker, The Path for Coaches, for 99 cents. You get a copy of this this knowledge dropper. We appreciate you being a part of it, Don. Thank you for always being available on the text line and for sending love. Appreciate it, Crypto King, in the YouTube chats as well. Thank you for what you do and making donations. I have my copy, so Chip, I got you covered, brother. Chip Baker, let me ask you this thing, man. I planted the seed because you shared it first. In learning, you will teach, and in teaching, you will learn. Why does that move the needle for you?
First, it gives me chills just to hear you say that, DP, because I think we're the evidence and the research of that. You know, all four of us that are on this, right? And so I think the first thing, let me say the quote, and then I'm gonna break it down to you. In learning, you will teach, and in teaching, you will learn. So with my path of my journey, right? I played sports, went to college, and I went to college to become a teacher and coach, right? Played football, fourth generation educator, and there was a coach there in my learning. There was a coach there, Coach Morris Stone, that was, pretty big for me and shared with me. He's one of the authors in the book, right? Then I got my degree and I came out and, was in a great profession, right? I was around some great people. And I was striving to teach. So I had to learn so that I could teach, right? And so some names that come up are James Glaspie, Shelby Lewis. They're some of my former athletes. They're in the book, right? And so, along that journey, I was able to teach. And then what was crazy about it that I didn't know is while I was, like Coach Jacinto said, finding my purpose and understand why I do what I do, in that process, man, I was learning so much, right? I was developing relationships. Like I said, I was in the trenches, like talked about with Woods, with some great people that showed me some amazing things. And I was able to develop some relationships and bonds that have truly helped me in my life on my path, right? And so, man, like all of the rest of those coaches that I've come in contact with that's in the book have truly helped me, and that has allowed me to learn. And so really it's kind of like the cycle of life for me, right? It's the path, in that learning, just striving to learn, man, it allowed me to give so much to others. But when I was striving to give so much to others, I was learning so much as well. And really, when you do that, when you look at it in that manner, man, it's exciting. Like it lights you on fire to do what you do. Like I was listening, to like Coach Jacinto and Woods talk, about their experiences. Like when you ask them questions and you can see the excitement, right? Like you can see like the passion of why they do what they do, right? And it was like giving me chills, and I was getting excited because like I know that they're not just giving you fluff. They're not just on this amazing interview saying, hey guys, you may want to try. Like, no, these guys have been in the trenches and have done some amazing things. And that's why I'm really excited about like this book, excited about that quote, because man, there's some really cool people in the book. And if you don't mind, DP, can I just kind of run down the list to show some love and shout out to those? So Coach Jacinto, Anthony Gonzalez, from my hometown, young guy that I hired when I was a head coach. Man, he's taken boys and girls at our high school to the state championship. Crazy, right? Just great guy. Coach Simler, Coach Rodriguez, Woods, Desmar Black, head coach of Spring High School. George Lee, great guy. James Glaspie, I talked about him, former athlete. Woods' nephew. Jessica Perez, we know her. She's been in all the impact books. Amazing lady coach. Jovic Martinez, connected with Coach Jacinto. Liz Oyavides, man, younger coach lady that's doing some amazing things in the profession, to highlight it. Coach Mansa L., Michael Prejean, Morris Stone, I talked about him. RJ Barr, she's at Gonzaga, basketball coach at Gonzaga. Ricky Torres, Sergio Gonzalez, Shelby Lewis, and Coach Van Malone, he's assistant head coach at Kansas State. So, man, just amazing people that have really been blessed by some great people to learn from so that they could teach. And then now, in their careers, they're in their teaching, they're learning as well. So
I want to go to Brother Woods, because the supporting the next generation purposefully and passionately to lead them forward and up. Why is that such a necessary trigger button, hot button for you? Why is it necessary to speak on? What's the value?
Oh man, because we talk about it every day, man. We're putting up schools, especially in Texas. We're putting up schools like hotcakes, and they say it's like people are getting out of the profession. There's not enough people in the profession. I don't think people are not getting, people are leaving the profession. I just think, the amount of schools and amount of organizations that we're putting together, we can't keep up with it because we're not keeping people's interest. We're putting young coaches in these positions where maybe they don't have the resources that they need to be successful. And it's a lot harder than what it should be. That's why it's so very important for young coaches to have those mentors. And it's not always about those young coaches just reaching out to those people and trying to find those resources themselves. Us as the veterans, us that's been through it before, sometimes we need to initiate that contact. We need to reach out to them and see what we can do to support them. Sometimes a text message, a phone call, or email, something just to let them know that you're there can go a long ways, because it is rough out there. And for those who aren't experienced and having, they may have been on a team and things like that, but they don't know the profession like those seasoned coaches know the profession. And to initiate that resource with them as us seasoned coaches are, just so they know that there is somebody that they can lean on, somebody that they can call. Utilizing this technology today and age, man, it makes it a whole lot easier for us just to stay connected with each other. So kind of utilizing that just to check in, we just check in on them just to see how they're doing. So it is so important in this day and age, because it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down at all. I know in the state of Texas, it's not slowing down. And we need to make sure that we're there to support each other.
And the bigger states tend to be the playbook for smaller states. And I say that because having coached in, whether it be Utah, Virginia, Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina, in those spaces, the connection is the leadership. And the more the coaches and the leaders talk, the better this thing becomes. The Path for Coaches, again, available on Amazon. Bestseller Drive today. Go ahead and get yourself a digital copy today for 99 cents. I think that's only for today. So to get it and load it. Armando, this is, for you, it's always interesting that when I talk to leaders, they always end up in the space that you ended up on. Your title was Perspective versus Reality, and I think it's fascinating that great leaders, and Chip and Charles have heard me go here. Great people make great leaders, and great leaders make great people. And Armando, it tells me everything. I'm now a fan, because talking about the perspective of mentoring and coaching versus the reality is important, not only for the people that do this, but that receive it. So for you, why was that your title, and where did you want to go with it?
When I was coming through the ranks, nowadays you'll have people who reach out to you, like Charles and Chip said. They reach out to you when they see something in somebody that they know they got that it factor. It's an intangible. So people will reach out, people like us, and will reach out to, because we knew what we had to go through. So I would reach out to different coaches who I saw they got that it, and I would reach out to them and volunteer my services and tell them, man, you got it. You're on the right path, but I'm gonna give you some things that'll get you there faster, and you'll become even more effective than what you are. And I felt that when I was coming through, even as a young man, because I came from a divorced family, that I had to. And my parents were just get background of my parents, even though my uncles and aunts on my mother's side were educated and coaches. On my mom and dad they got their GEDs. They withdrew from school at high school, so they couldn't give me a lot when I was going on my path, when I was playing ball and going to go play ball and going into college and like that. Other than work hard, get your education, it'll pay off. But as far as any other things that somebody who had gone through that, like I said earlier, that had gone through something, there's only so much they could give me. So I felt that I wasn't, there's a lot I wasn't getting that was lacking, and it was like trial by error. But as I started writing the book, I realized that I didn't really have nobody that came up to me, hey man, do this, hey coach, do this, do this. They would just say things in passing, or I remember one example that Coach Garcia that I coached with for a lot of time in Waco. There was a meeting and I said something, and after me he said, next time, when this happens, you might want to say this or this, how to approach, how to not conduct myself, but how to verbalize myself. And he didn't say, hey man, I'm gonna go. He just gave me little tidbits. So as I was writing the book, I realized that nobody actually came up to me and say, I'm gonna mentor you. They just gave me these little things to help me along the way. And my perspective was I did everything trial by error, but when I started writing in the book, I saw my realities that I did have mentors. My grandparents, my parents, different coaches that I coached with, and then different principals, administrators, athletic administrators, even my kids, even my wife, all those, they just didn't reach out and say, hey, like we do now, like I do now. I reach out and say, hey, I'm going to help you. I'm going to mentor you. And so that's where I got the title without giving too much of the book. And even from my high school coach, because I want them to still read it. He's the one that's put me on my path to becoming a coach, even though I had people on my mother's side of the family that were coaches and educators. And when I was coming out, I was going to go in this direction as far as what I was going to major in. But my high school coach set me in the path because he saw me, like Eric Precision says, a great coach will see somebody for what they are for what they can be instead of what they are. And my coach saw me what I could be instead of what I was, and he set me on the path to becoming a coach. So that's where I got the title. I knew what I was going to write about, but so what's going to be the title? That's where perspective and reality, because my perspective, I felt that I didn't have no mentors, that I was just trial by error. But when I started writing, my reality, I had mentors all along the way, and still have mentors now with Chip and Charles, who know about the process of the book writing process, and putting the book together, publishing, editing, all those things. So, and if you ever stop learning, you stop growing. And, like I said, I even learned from my kids. My own kids and my wife, who, you think you can't learn from them because you have so much experience, but you can. And they keep me updated on what's going on now, and how people that are younger, their philosophy, their beliefs, which are different, a lot of different from ours, the way they see the world and the way they see, I just kind of say it gets me that these 20 and 30-year-olds now, that they could sit up there and just quit a job at the drop of a hat. We would not do that back in the day. We would, even though we didn't like it, we hated the job, we would do until we got another one. But nowadays, they get this disenfranchised. Nowadays, they just drop them keys, they gone, and don't have no outlook on what's going to happen, the next day. So that's kind of the philosophy then, and it's so unstructured now just because of COVID. You can come in when you want to. You can work on the computer. You can, there's no structure as far like us. We know 8 to 5. It's 8 to 5, 8 to 5, 8 to 5. That's what we know. So when I see that, I say, man, how can you be efficient doing that way? So that's where I got my kind of just a little explanation of where I've got the title for my part in the book.
We have the authors of The Path for Coaches making its Amazon bestseller dash today. You can find the book and the digital copy. It's available for 99 cents today. We'll throw it a break. When we come back to close out the hour, Chip Baker, here's the one I want to go with, and we'll come back and squeeze the juice. But I need for you to roll with me when we come back. Show me a successful individual, and I'll show you someone who had real positive influence in his or her life. I don't care what you do for a living. If you do it well, I'm sure there was someone cheering you on or showing the way. A mentor.
Denzel,
put it down for us. Hey, when we come back from break, we'll let you know. Again, we'll remind you to purchase your digital copy, and then we will let you know how to find these 3 fine authors on social media, because the content is there, the love is there. If you want something good on your timeline, you'll follow these 3 gentlemen. One-on-one, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Make sure you tune in every Saturday from 11 to 12 for all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman. Learn how the game of youth football has grown in and around the capital city with coaches, athletic directors, and league commissioners telling you all about it. It's all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman every Saturday from 11 to noon right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Join Main Street Beatrice for their annual Beer, Wine, and Spirits Festival on Saturday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m. with VIP entrance at 3 p.m. Enjoy an afternoon of live music and unlimited tastings of Nebraska beer, wine, and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Summertime is here. It's time to get to Brown's Shoe Fit for their May sandal sale. From now through May 31st, get $15 off all regular price sandals. Whether it's for hiking, for the lake, or just everyday sandals, Brown's has you covered. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your summer off right with the May sandal sale at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's becoming a wild ride in the car market these days, but Koppel wants to let you know and assure you that we are staying the course with our usual pricing model. We've still got huge discounts and low interest rates, so let's get after it. We've got over $12,500 off list price or 0% APR right now on select new vehicles. New and pre-owned, our lots are full, so now's the time to buy. Please stop on in the dealership or check us out at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G187747. All deals with roof credit.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One-on-one, The Ticket. 3 exceptional human beings who happen to be participating in this wonderful project called The Path for Coaches, launched in its bestseller bid on Amazon today for 99 cents. You can find it. Please go and buy a few copies, one for yourself and one for the people you care about. If you love them and they're coaching, teaching, mentoring, or just parents, it is a helpful thing. As a matter of fact, I sent it to some of my former players because it was a way to confirm the love that I had promised them. And so there's value in it. Chip Baker, Armando Jacinto, Charles Woods. Brother Baker, Denzel gave us some. I want to give you this other one as well, and before we let you send people to your social media. But it says, a mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you see in yourself and helps bring it out of you. Bro, you were dropping some bombs in this book. This is going to be a wonderful read.
Oh man. Oh, so good. This week we were doing like the final touches, and shout out to Charles Woods. He is also our publisher, Woods Works Publishing. Man, great guy, doing great things to help people publish their books. So huge shout out to him. We were doing some of the final touches this week, and I was like looking through the chapters, right? And like this thing is amazing. And I'm not saying because it's my book, but I'm just saying like as a young coach, as a coach at any level in my profession, if I would have had this, like I think this is the cheat code, right? To allow you to be successful, but not just successful, but influential in the lives of others. And so it's so good by some great people. And yes, those quotes that you gave were amazing. I was just thinking like as you were reading through those quotes, first off, it gave me chills, right? Because it meant something to me. But then the second thing, man, I'm a product of a whole lot of people loving me.
Hey, man.
Say
that again.
I'm gonna give it to him. Let me give it to him, DP. I'm a product of a whole lot of people loving me. Like I can sit here and run off the success and say I've done this and I've achieved. I could do that all day, but really it's not about me. It's bigger than me, right? The reason that I've achieved those things is because there's been a lot of people in my life that have loved me and supported me and looked out for me and steered me in the right path and took care of me and said, hey, bro, I don't know if you want to do that. Right? Like, hey, man, there's been some people that have come along this journey. They did this. Hey, make sure you don't do that. Right. Or, hey, like, I'm going to bring you and show you how to do this. As a coach, coach sitting beside me, Coach John Whitehead, Coach Joe Moore. Hey, I'm going to show you how to do this because eventually you're going to be doing this. They saw something in me that I didn't even really see in myself. Coach Ocamp giving me an opportunity to be an O-line coach at a really big high school in the state of Texas, right? And set me up for success and not let me fail, right? And so, like, none of the success that I've achieved has been alone. There's been so many people that have helped me on this path. And I think that that's why I'm so passionate and so grateful for the opportunity to do this book, because man, you think about it, like as I was saying it, like I saw the faces of all three of y'all on here, and y'all were nodding and smiling, right? And the reason is because we all know what it feels like to have somebody to look out for us and take care of us and help us with our path, right? And so now we're just striving to continue to give that to others, to give that to the world, because we know what it feels like, right? And so we're just trying to do our part to ensure. Now, I didn't say hope. We hope that no, bro. We are trying to we want to ensure that the people in this profession know what it's about and know that it's important to understand that it's bigger than you as an individual. It's about what you can do to help others. And so that's what the path for coaches is all about. And I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to have people in my life that have helped me along my path.
Let them know how to find you, Chip Baker.
Yes, sir. So all of my social media is at Chip Baker TSC, as in The Success Chronicle. Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles, except for X, and that's at Chip Baker 19. So please go check out my social medias and check out the positive inspiration and motivation.
Brother Woods, let them know. We got about 30 seconds. Let them know how to find you on social media.
All right. On social media, you can find me on my landing page. It's wroteby.me /Woods with a Z at the end instead of an S. All of my social media is on that landing page. Appreciate you, DP. Appreciate you, Coach Jacinto and Chip Baker for having me on this project.
Armando, let them know how to find you.
On Facebook is Armando Jacinto, and on X is Jacinto3. And again, I want to shout out to you, DP, if I can call you that. Just met your family now, for having us on and helping us promote this book, which is going to serve a great purpose. I'm going to thank Coach Baker and Coach Woods for also including me on this endeavor. And we hope to continue this and hope we reach a lot of people and hope we help them like people helped us.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say it. Truly, we will do this again, and we'll do it on purpose, because these are conversations that need to be had. The airwaves are better. The communities are better. Those spaces are better when we do that. I was speaking to a group yesterday, and I'll close with this. You cannot grow what you do not plant. And I need for that to land. If you want good, plant good. Y'all have a spectacular Saturday. Don't go anywhere. Tank Perry, Jim Sandman coming up. They're going to talk a little bit more coaching, youth football here on The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree